Well. Lions fans. It's your boy
Man,
DC1. Yeah, it's your boy DC1. No, Miss J. This is D313XP, man. Got to talk about the reaction of the Detroit Lions versus the San Francisco 49ers. The Lions lose 34 to 31 after having a 24 to 7 halftime lead, and the San Francisco 49ers went on a second half run, which they took the lead and never relinquished it. And the Detroit Lions was 30 minutes away to get going to the Super Bowl, which that will be on hold going into next season. So, no, Miss J, what's going on with you, man? How you feeling?
all right, man. First off, this has been a while since we've done this together, especially from my end, because I've been, missing COVID and all that. All I could do is make videos on the other channel, which I haven't done quite that much, except for the game, end of the games. Even last game, I couldn't freaking do one, and now I'm back here to sell. Unfortunately, I wish I was back on much better circumstances. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm all right. How about you?
I mean, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Just 2024, man. It's been pretty good overall. Just a little disappointing on the outcome of the game, man. So, but we're gonna get into it, man. Let's get into it, no, Miss J. So, the reaction of tonight's game, man, the NFC Championship game, man. Listen, the Lions had a great start. Started off the gate, coming out 14 to nothing. With and they came out the gate with scoring of four of they five scoring drives. And the second half, they just disappeared. Um, and the Lions, they could their defense is show why this is one of the reasons that our defense needs to gets to prove, especially in the secondary overall, and what I'm saying, going into next season. So no, Miss man, I'm gonna let you go ahead and start first when your reaction to tonight's game, man.
Okay, so my reaction to this game, I had believe we had a chance to win this game. Let's be real, we did. But there was a part of me that wondered that our youth and everything else would show up. When I say our youth, I don't mean the fact that we're a young team where a lot of our most productive players in this postseason period have been from our rookies and secondary players. But what I mean is that I felt that the Niners did show some resilience in the last game against another young team, and I said that the Lions were going to win this game. They were going to have to execute. And I think that's where the youth showed up to me the most because when you are an experienced veteran team, yeah, you can start ugly as we've seen with the 49ers today, but you had the ability, if the team gives you the opportunity, you'll show that you can fight yourself back in the game. And that's just kind of what happened. The Lions had a taste of being a young franchise on the up and coming, and they had their first nasty loss that was right there, 60 minutes away from making a big game involved. That team just they couldn't do what was necessary to keep game flow. Like I said, you started off good, but kind of let your foot off the gas in the second half, right? Wasn't executing properly on both sides of the ball. The play calling was very sus. Another element that I'm not gonna name was very sus. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and you gotta finish games, man. You can't just start off hot. You gotta finish. Now, one thing I will say this: I know you probably gonna have an issue about it, but I don't really have an issue with the fourth down calls, and I'm gonna tell you why, real quickly. Because at the end of the day, those fourth down happens. Nobody's having a problem with it. When we done fake punts from our own 20 down there and got the yards we need to get, nobody complain. It's always gonna be like that when it doesn't work. People are going to say we should have took this, we should have took that. There was an uncharacteristic turnover that happened with a rookie in a big moment. There was the big play that defense had a chance to make a play on, couldn't execute, hold on to the ball, or at least not play, which ended up setting up a touchdown and gave them momentum. Football, any sport in general, is a game of momentum, and you as a team have to understand how to take that momentum. They did a good job the first couple games. But this is one that you knew you was on the road. Now after being two homes, you knew, the Lions fans did show up. Shout out to them, but you kind of needed to play a little bit more sternly and more keen in your approach of this game, and they did not do that enough in the second half. The game doesn't end in the first half. It ends when that clock is zero. So this is a lesson learned for even more than the players, for the coaching staff, even more for them, because now Dan Campbell has to go in all season to figure out what's next, and that's why I'm gonna be paying attention. But that's my reaction. I'm not. I'm angry and I'm more disappointed, but it's like at the same time I'm more proud because they did overachieve. So don't be hating on the team and wishing to, get rid of the fire every coach in the world. We still would like to hope we can bring Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn back. Which if I had to guess, they will be. That's on to you.
Like I said, man, to me, I want to congratulate you. You got echo in the background now.
Uh-oh.
Got a little echo in the background. Sorry, the technical difficulties. But yeah,
How about
still
now?
the same though.
You go ahead and talk. I'm just here.
All right. So yeah, it just like the reaction to the game today, man. The Lions, like I said, they came out, started the drive hot. Jared Goff, the Lions with the play calling in the first half, how they was moving the football. It was definitely a good first half for the Lions. So they took care of business. They scored on their first 4 of their 5 scoring drives, and they came out. They took care of business in the first half. But like you said, you got to play 4 quarters. Second half, the Lions, I felt like that they with the play calling was to Jared Goff. He didn't make the right. He had some throws. It was, it was a lot of short. It was behind him. There was been an issue with with Jared Goff with the type of throws that he has been going through and stuff. But not having Amon-Ra St. Brown involved in the second half. In the second half. Very disappointing. To late in the game. So, but yeah, but the key drops with Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds made them key drops, especially on the fourth down that they went for earlier. That was written right in his hands, and then Josh Reynolds, he dropped. You're echoing though. It's echoing in the background. The technical difficulties. Yeah, but so the Lions had many opportunities, to win this game. Like you said, the key drops, the fumble the fumble by Jahmyr Gibbs. It was a bad handoff. Jahmyr Gibbs never really had a full handle on that football. So I gotta put the blame on Goff on that one situation. You got to handle the ball better than that, and also too that just the second half of the play calling, man. And then St. Brown just honestly didn't get involved until late in the fourth quarter. It was just very disappointing, in the second half. The Lions just did not come out. They was, aggressive like they were in the first half. You got to give credit to San Francisco, man. San Francisco made some adjustments in the second half. And the Lions, it was poor tackling on the defense. Had opportunities to get Brock Purdy down, and he made some key runs, especially on third down. The drive killers. The defense has got to make them plays. Christian McCaffrey, even though he didn't run the ball that great, but he made the big runs he needed at the most. So you got to give Kyle Shanahan and San Francisco 49ers credit. They came out. They came out with a game plan in the second half. And, Lions is, going into this offseason, they got to improve. They got to improve. They got to get that secondary together, get that linebacker together. So I believe the Detroit Lions will be back around next year contending for the NFC Championship game. So they just got to address some stuff in the offseason.
All right. First off, am I clear?
It's still echoing.
Oh
for
man,
your
yeah, baby.
background.
Oh man. Well, I'm sorry for the echoes, anybody. We have some technical difficulties, but yeah, man, that's just what it is. You know, the Lions had execution problems. Problems to me, it sounds like the basics. They had to go back to the drawing board on this one, man. They got to go back to the drawing board. They got to get back down to the fundamentals. When you lack fundamentals, you're going to lose games like this. And that's what I think where the Lions got tipped up because I don't even think it's much. No, they could say to us all day they expected to be in this game and this and that and third, but that's what you're supposed to say. I think a lot of those guys, they never been in this position before, so they don't really understand the adjustment. But I feel like this is more on the coaching staff, though. They got to get more down to the fundamentals. The fundamentals start there. You know what I'm saying? They have to make sure that on their end that they're doing everything they're supposed to do to put this team in the right position. Then the players are supposed to execute. So if you go, just like I said, start with that coordination. Aaron Glenn, I know people are going to try to tear him down because defense gave up 17 unanswered points late in the fourth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, late in the third to the fourth. But you got to understand this. Your offense put them in that position too. Just defense has been bend and don't break. So y'all have to understand is that you can't ask them to come out there and stop that team that's been in this game for the last 3 years alone. And expect them to just hold them out to 10 points because your fandom and your Kool-Aidism says that it should. You can't do that. This is an NFL franchise that's been winning games with no matter who the quarterback was. So you gotta be honest. You had to know it's going to be a dogfight, no matter how hard you started off. This ain't the first time we started off fast and then nearly lost the game or had lost the game. Go back to the New Orleans Saints game in the regular season. You started off fast in that one. That game almost could have lost that one, but you held on. But this is the playoffs. This is the NFC Championship game. One thing CJGJ was right about is that the four best teams, it's about the four best teams. You were one of the best teams. And at the end of the day, you got to play up to that part. I don't care how good you are. If you don't stick to the game plan effectively, you're going to have heartbreak moments like this. But it's not over. Like I said, they know what they need now. You clearly got a path. You need to see what you likely probably going to extend Goff. Like I said, I think it's always going to be like a 2-3 year deal they were going to give him, and he's still in the contract for next year. So it is what it is there. As far as the rest of the roster, you got to make sure your O line is put together and healthy. Because one thing, no matter how much time you get there, it don't mean nothing that nobody can stay there healthy. So you got to figure out what you're going to do with that. You got to figure out also what you're going to do with this front seven of the defense and the secondary. Because you can get some better players in the secondary, but I will tell you this much: you need some speed on that up front. You need to be able to cover those outside gaps. You need to be able to stuff the middle. You know what I'm saying? Make those open field tackles are terrible. And part of the reason why you struggle to make open field tackles isn't just about speed. It's also about the fluidness. Like when you go against these running backs, Christian McCaffrey, like he's bulked up since his first few years in the league. So when you look at him, you need guys who have that same athleticism and that they can match these runners. So when it comes to those open field tackles, they get burnt. It's not for a 10-yard after the game. You need guys who can speed but also can tackle. You know what I'm saying? Like at a certain point today, that I realized that, and that's why I was like, man. Last week when we were going against the Bucs, I was like, man, Lavonte David still got it. I know Gibbs did what he did, but Lavonte David is a pro. What I saw out of him is exactly what we need in linebacker. Like that's a prime example. And you need guys that that can play big in big moments. So that's what they need. They need playmakers on defense now. You got a base. You got a good base of a roster here. You able to win with that. Lions can go out there and still show that they control their destiny. And that's just what it comes down to. You need help all through the levels of the defense. There's no scientific way to put it. It's just what it is. You got to focus on this defense. It's all. You know what I'm saying? Coordination is to me more the problem with the offense. Now it's really a simple problem to fix. It's something that you can handle in the film with. To be honest. You know what I'm saying? Get a healthier player for the offensive line or so. And then maybe if you can get a veteran receiver that can really be that impact player, yeah, cool. But at the very least, you can fix a lot of these problems with coordination. And this game is mental. So at the end of the day, that's what the Lions got to do. They got to get back to the drawing board, and they got to get back to basis and keep this team, afloat. What do you think about that?
I agree 100%. Uh, you can't argue with that at all. And I just think that the Lions now they going into this offseason, they know what they got to address. Brad Holmes, what they're gonna do as far as in the draft, and what like you said, what you need to get more athletic in the back, especially in the secondary. You definitely need to get somebody to help Aiden Hutchinson in the first. You need to get the pass rush, need to get better linebackers on the defensive side. So, I mean, the Lions had a great season. They overachieved. Nobody expect. I mean, we as Lions fans didn't expect them to make it to the NFC Championship game, make it to this far, And like you said, it's been a great season for their standards, and we're definitely looking forward to it. Going to Bree, man, what's up, my guy? Yeah,
Bree,
yeah.
Bree, Bree.
I don't.
It's okay, brother.
I almost feel like crying in this game, man. It's like almost. It's just.
Tell them how you feel, son. Tell them how you feel. Because I had tears in my eyes before I started this. It took me a minute to get myself together. I did. You ain't wrong.
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Well, one thing I can't do, I can't blame Jared Goff for this loss. I can't blame him for this loss. It's a lot of people I can blame for this loss. And
Dan Campbell is one of them.
Yeah, I would mostly blame Ben Johnson for being too damn conservative.
Yeah, that's more who I blame the most because, like I said, people trying to blame Dan Campbell mainly because of the fourth down calls, which I think is stupid. Better throws, receivers catching the ball would make that play come a lot better. I'm gonna just say that.
But no, you gotta understand. But no, you got to understand too. You in the NFC Championship game, and I get it. You want to be aggressive. But when it's a time and a place to do it. When you had the opportunity to get to the Super Bowl. You left.
I get that.
Points
I get that.
You left the points on.
But why is it always like that when it works against you?
Because you left some points on you left the points out there because it would have been a different outcome in the game.
I totally get that. But you know what? It wasn't the whole reason because you still had other opportunities. Like I said, you got receivers not holding on to the ball.
Josh Reynolds with them two huge drops.
That's a veteran on our team too. You gotta be critical in that. We depend on you. Yeah. You had no problem catching passes the last couple games. We went for it on 4th and 1 our first playoff game. Got a touchdown. It's that's why they call it. It's more of a sudden death down. I get it, but it's still a down. The real problem is the players aren't executing. Same as you can blame these poor piss ass open field tackling. That's another problem. So it's the whole point of this bill was to build a team that can contend. So far, boom, we did that. The other part of this mentality thing that I'm trying to get y'all to understand is this. And I know it's about to go past 20 minutes on our time, but I don't even care. The point is, this whole scenario, this was supposed to be a team that changed their mentality. We can't sit here and be feeling okay at one point, and then when we lose the game, we start saying we should have took field goals. We were supposed to be getting coached out that mentality. Fuck field goals, touchdowns. That's all I heard for years. Now let's go for the touchdown. Now we wish we had the field goal. And now our excuses, we go keep moving the goalposts. Next year, if we in the Super Bowl and we lose, is it going to be because we went 4 on 4 down, or is it because we just didn't execute? We got to get back down to the grid line, the basics. This has been a good season, but execution and piss poor tackling on defense. This team still lacks talent defensively, but they're in the right spot. They, like you said, Gotta get in the off season. We gotta address that defense, no matter what. You address that defense, guess what? You ain't gotta worry about fourth down like that. You address the defense properly, you won't have to worry about it. You get this offense to get coordinated properly, you won't have to go to it to the fourth down calls. Remember, there were games we didn't have to go for it on fourth down because we were doing our business ahead of time. That's what this game has taught me. That's why I sent in the, I don't know if it was in our private our private phone chat or not. I said the 49ers could be the Pacers to us, to what the Pacers were to the Pistons back in the day. They could be the roadblock. When they got the opportunity to execute, they executed. When we didn't, they took advantage. That's what winning teams do. So what that tells me, this team has to get back, start over, go back to the drawing board and say, okay, this is what we need to do moving forward. It's not time to sit here and nitpick about fourth down calls and, oh, we should have kicked the field goal. When you start doing that, that means you weren't confident going into the game. You can't play these games with regrets. It's a game of inches. Football, y'all both know that better than me. Y'all both have played it way better.
I understand that now. I understand what you're saying, but when you in the championship game, when you have the opportunity to go to Super Bowl, sometimes you got to take those points. You cannot sit up here because that's what happened with San Francisco. They already had momentum in the second half.
Yeah.
You did not kick that field goal. And you went for it on fourth down. And you turned over on downs. The momentum of the Lions went downhill. You already had that turnover. When your defense on the field too long. You cannot put your defense in that situation. You got to get the opportunity. You get the points, Sometimes you got to. The deeper in the playoffs, it gets harder. You got to take the points. I get what Dan Campbell has been doing. But there's opportunity. You on the road in a hostile environment. You got to take the points.
Yeah, I just know we weren't saying that in the first half. That's all I know. Until we gave them the momentum. And it wasn't the fourth down situation that gave them the momentum. That's all I'm saying. You know, tell your GM to get a better kicker too. They can trust.
Go ahead, Bree.
I mean, it's a lot of things you can put onto this game. It's just the Gibbs fumble. That hurt. You know, definitely not kicking the ball when you can make us up 17. That was the turning point of the game to me. And that was the game. The Vildor play where he just didn't get the interception. That was just it just happens. I mean, Ayuk. Gotta give credit to Ayuk. He did his thing. But it's just and I agree with Noam about the missed tackling. The missed tackling killed us. You made Brock Purdy like he was Lamar Jackson out there. And you can't do that. This is why I always say the Lions always have an issue with running quarterbacks. This is another prime example. They don't have it. It's the inexperience. That inexperience came in handy on this man. And they should have blew the 49ers out completely. But they stayed. They was too conservative when they were up, and teams got to stop doing that. You got to still keep putting the foot in their neck. Forget that conservative stuff. You got to just keep going at them. And that's what's wrong with sports today. We try to be too. Everybody try to be too cute and all this. It's like, man, forget that cute stuff. You got to still blow teams out. You know, you on the road. You can't let the crowd any incentive of just amping the team up and giving them an advantage. You can't do that. And I gotta say this. I don't know if y'all talk about this, but I gotta say this. Cam Sutton. You're not that guy. You're not that guy. I have more trust in Grindor than I do Cam Sutton. And that's not saying much. I have more trust in Jerry Jacobs than I do Cam Sutton.
Don't do it.
I got more trust in my nuts than I do Cam Sutton. And I don't trust my nuts at all.
Nah, these same two dudes that chew me out when I say synonym for OnlyFans.
Brought you by StreamYard and whoever Nomis is upset at. We have nothing to do with any of that. That's between Nomis and his anger towards StreamYard and everybody else that's in Michigan and in the country.
Boy, I missed y'all.
Do you know how many numbers I passed up by watching this game at the watch party? At least about 10 of them.
Man.
I know, Bree.
Damn, you lions. I passed up about 10, 15 holes.
Oh, Lord.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
oh, Lord.
I feel mad for you, brother. Dang. But listen, like I said, man, the Lions, like I said, we all knew it from the get-go. They got their destiny in their own hands. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm angry too right now. I do. I feel mad, but it's like, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? We know what the game plan got to be going for this year. We can sit here all day and point the blame finger, this and that and third, who's responsible for it. That's what the media go do. What we need to do now is start getting on the ball and start saying, okay, what's next moving forward? What are they looking at? Because one thing that was a blessing about this season, despite they ended not getting into a Super Bowl, the game plan to me is hands down for not this off season go feel a little bit shorter because we were in the playoffs so long. Now we get to sit here and get into this free agency, seeing what's next with moves, who they could be tracking for this draft, getting prepared for it to be here in the city. Yeah, not trying to give you a consolation prize, but at the end of the day, we still did better than the cow bitches, and that's what I'm happy about for that, as far as that concerned. But I'll say this much: they gotta get back to the drawing board. They gotta realize what they lack as a whole team. Now, I know we love this culture stuff and this high character stuff like this. You had 3 years to do that. This is the time now to add guys in here. Regardless if you think they so culturistic, not everybody's a bad guy to have on the team. Okay, you allow CJ to talk all the smack he talked, who to me got us intentionally penalized too, by the way, today. People might forgot that. You literally went and hit Debo in the back on that interception. You didn't even have to do that. We still scored, but you still didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's we don't need guys doing that. I understand you want to be the villain and all that, but villains are smart, calm, collected guys that know when to do the villainous work and show their angle. You know, like Joker and all these other guys. You gotta learn how to be the villain the right way. You know what I'm saying? Running your mouth and doing something stupid ain't gonna do nothing but hurt your team. That's an example of it. Rasheed Wallace was a villain, but he knew how to be a villain. To me, a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing I'll say about this much. But yeah, we know we need dogs on this defense. We need guys that we know when we put them on that starting lineup, they gonna be just like Hutch, not coming off the field because they too damn good. When you Brian Branch out there, you don't see them taking Brian Branch out there to put Will Harris in. No, because Brian Branch got that spot locked up because he legit. When you look at Aiden Hutchinson, I said him. When you look at some of these other guys, we need playmakers. That's what you need now. So at the end of the day, it's time to hit that next level.
Yeah.
No, it is what it is.
Agree.
It's time to take that next step. I ain't saying go out there, spend all your cap up and trade up for these big name players. I'm just saying it's time to get some guys who can come in and start for this defense. Why are you laughing at me, Breed?
Because you bitching Will Harris. Why are you bitching Will Harris?
Oh, my bad. I mean, it's the truth. You know what I meant. You know what I meant, bro. No. Tell him to stay in bounds and don't tell him to pull Chase Lucas from stepping down the end zone so he can pin him at the one. Brought to you by Jesus.
And Modelo. Jesus and Modelo.
Right.
Oh man. So, I said, man, we definitely look forward going to this offseason. I said a lot. I know Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. They got to address that secondary. The biggest thing address that defense. We got to get a pass rush alongside with Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah,
we got to get that secondary. We got to get some athletic secondary. So we
need everything on each level of that defense.
Okay. Linebackers is the real big one to me. We need guys. I mean, I love Jack Campbell. I know he's a rookie. He's got a lot of promise. But the rest of them guys, linebackers, we need to address that. We need guys that can cover.
Yeah.
We need guys that can tackle. Brock Purdy should not be looking like Lamar Jackson. Brock Purdy don't even run like that. And you had him looking like Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. That's disappointing. So,
he had a Brock party.
Exactly. That party.
Hey, now I do want to switch minor gears for a second. Now, no, I know Bree in the mood you in right now, and I know it's unfortunate. First off, people who don't know, Bree is a very loved member of this group because one, he's our layers of the group where there's places he can get to we can't, and he is our season ticket holder of our a lot of our teams here. So it's a lot of information that he has just being in the atmosphere. That's what we love and appreciate about it. So I just need to ask you, man. But I guess I could say the overall playoffs, but specifically today, because I know they had the watch party down there today. What was just like the atmosphere? It seemed like they were just as crowded as they were on regular game day.
Oh, it was crazy, bro. The atmosphere was insane. It was just everybody was amped up. Even watching the Chiefs and the Ravens game, everybody was so into the Chiefs winning. It was excited about the Chiefs winning. But man, when the game started, the crowd just went nuts. When the Lions scored, they went even more. So the atmosphere was just incredible. The fans, it came together, giving each other high fives and stuff whenever they scored. They were talking to each other. So it was all love, man. So, but by the time the game was over, you saw people leaving early. A couple people was throwing shit, and I was like, yeah. You're not gonna need that popcorn anymore. Honestly. So, yeah. But it is what it is. But the atmosphere was good. It was good. I think.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to next year. And then even draft too, man. So it's a lot to look forward to next season. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of pissed. But as much as I want to say it was a good season, I still feel in my mind like inside I'm kind of like and we should have won.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta let it go.
Right. I get it.
Go ahead, no.
I totally understand. No, I didn't cut you off. I totally understand. I just told him that when we started, I said, man, like I'm in that mode where it's like, you just disappointed, like how your parents be with you when you made a mistake that was uncharacteristic. Like, I'm disappointed, mad. I'm just disappointed. Like, you just feel so bad afterwards. Like, God damn, I don't want to be disappointed in me. But no, right. If that's what it is, and it's hard because the emotion's so high right now, and we finna go through a bad week of media talking about this and who pointing finger at that and all this stuff. For me, it's like this. It's time for us to get down to business because we got work to do. And that's the only way we gonna be able to get through it. Because we gotta remember what our goal was as an SP is one of the few decent content creators you can watch. Just go give it to you down the middle, no matter how much we may disagree with each other or not, or agree with each other, we gotta get down to business to just give people the information that we know and that we research best and just follow what they're doing, to keep these fans updated, because that's what happens with this fan base. I've been seeing it years. Your Kool-Aid, they get so high and mighty, and then when they feel like they get smacked in the mouth, it's a bad downer. That's why I don't drink energy drinks, because I'm afraid that it gets me too up and then I'm down. So you know what I'm saying? I don't like drinking energy drinks. No, I'm dead serious. No, the Modelo's is more of a chill thing for me, but yeah. I ain't had one in about 2 weeks either, so I need to get me one. I got one right here. I ain't put it in the freezer. But anyway, yeah, man. Like I said, when your supporters that have a team and you start putting these phrases, you gotta understand. Both teams got grown men that got families and everything to play for. So you can't just we probably should have blew them out, but they wouldn't just go sit there and take that. That's why I was on to the Lions to execute right. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you want to accuse of the play call or this and that, or who didn't do this and who got hurt and this and who did that, it's up to the Lions in that moment to figure it out. And this is what they got to learn from. I'm saying we seen this with the 04 Pistons. When they was developing that team, they kept getting smacked in the mouth out of pace. That's why I said, because this be the team that's going to be smacking us in the mouth for the next couple of years, because we do see the 49ers next year. And I think it's on the road. And we do see, I think, Baltimore, next year too, or I know Buffalo was one of them. Saying we go see some big teams next year.
Buffalo.
And we got the Rams coming back here. Oh, okay, we got the Bills. But we see some teams next year, and we got to be ready for those type of teams again. So this just one test. They got to learn from this. I still expect them to take the division next year.
I'm going to say this. Yeah, the opponents, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the opponents, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this before we get out of here. Yeah. I'm not gonna say our Lions team remind you exactly how the 2018 Jacksonville Jaguars. When they went on that magical run, went to the AFC Championship game, and had the lead, going to the fourth quarter, and they had the opportunity to beat the Patriots, Tom Brady, and Tom Brady won that Super Bowl. And Jacksonville was the way they dominated. That's how the Lions. That's how the Lions won in this game. They dominated in the first half. And then the second half it disappeared. Yeah. And you know how that situation the Jaguars, they could not recover from that.
Yeah.
And now with the Lions, I don't want them. You got there to the championship game and then turn around and have a disappointing season. Next season. We want to get better. Like I said, the off season is very important. Especially on our defense. We don't know what's going to happen. Johnson or Aaron Glenn, are they still going to be there? We don't know. Well, I'm gonna say this though. That defense from top to bottom has to get addressed. Offensively, we just continue to get healthy. Especially in our offensive line. And, get our running backs healthy. Jared Goff probably gonna get suspended. So we'll see what's going to happen. We'll see what's going to happen this offseason. I just don't want the Lions to fall into that trap. Like how the Jacksonville Jaguars did back in 2018 when they won that magic run, and then they did not make the playoffs.
We'll see. I knew Jacksonville wasn't going to go nowhere. We got the Royals as a quarterback. You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. No matter what you got, when you got Royals as quarterback, you ain't going nowhere. That's like having I can't think of this quarterback now. Little sad face.
Oh,
Sad.
I don't know you talking about.
I got on tip of my tongue. Oh yeah. I personally, I always liked him outside of football. He seemed like a decent guy, but it's like in football, like I don't understand. But anyway, you know what? I say there's some differences though between this team and that Jacksonville team is. To me, they had a lot of good players on that roster. But to me, I feel like the Lions, homegrown their team a little bit more. Now, they don't always mean nothing. But what I'm saying is I think the coaching situation is different. And I think the way the Lions address certain things are a little bit different. The reason why I think I'll give them a chance, because it's, to me, they're going to catch at least half their teams they face next year off guard. There's going to be some teams we think may be good. We thought Seattle was going to be in the playoffs this year, remember? Coming into the season. And they ended up not going. And, what I'm saying? So we're going to have our games win. I think that team was predicated. They built that team out of, they bought that team a lot. They drafted some good pieces, but then they quickly got there because they kept spending a lot of cap, bringing guys in. And that was, on paper, you could say it's somewhat right move if you were trying to hurry up and win now. But I feel like they never knew how to rebound from that. And that, like you said, part of that was that quarterback. Because he was the biggest reason why. Like, once they figured out what he was doing with that roster, they was like, okay, this and that and third. But it's like, even then, when he was gone, they still could never get it right until recently. And then now they even back hurt again with the new guy they got. So, to me, I think it's culture with the coach. I think that's part of the reason why that happened. And I think, like you said, the quarterback was another reason. Because, like I said, you brought some talent on there. Some of them guys only played well for like that 1 year, and then they were kind of falling off. Then you remember Ramsey got traded because of that after that season. Like, he got traded because of that during that season. So he got out there trading, and that was the thing with their staff over there. They were really good at bringing people in, but they couldn't keep them because remember, Allen Robinson got traded, Jalen Ramsey got traded, other guys left. You know what I'm saying? It was something about them bringing in. They almost remind me of OKC back in the day. Everybody brought in. They were good at bringing them in, but they left. Speaking of OKC, salute to Pistons. They got a win against OKC. That was, I guess you could say, that's a little what you call prize for that consolation prize. But yeah, man. And Bree got no hats to start a hat store, y'all. But yeah, man. It's
you see that name, right?
You see that name, right?
Yeah, Westbrook.
Man, I swear, I hope we play the Clippers and whoop their ass, bro, just to stick it to Daryl. Well, anyway. Hey, man, like I said.
The Clippers are going to beat the shit out of them. Harden, Westbrook, it's going to score 20 points each, and they're going to win by like 35.
No, we're not. We got Monty Morris back now.
You see what they did to Boston yesterday. Blew them out.
Hey man, we got the lone hero Monte Morris back. We ain't worried.
Anyway,
we gonna go out there with Monte Morris and whoop their ass. Anyway,
like Monte Morris, I don't know who that is. No family that got that big ass booty, but keep bringing them to the game, please. Please do. Somebody need motivation to come in the game. Somebody need motivation to come in the game.
Like, damn, look at that. Just shoot threes all day.
I'm just saying, I need motivation to go to these games.
Yeah. You gotta play that T.I. song every game. Motivation. Keep doing your job.
and I why in the world did Cade not play this game? Lakes, knee. What I read the report. What it was knee management. Is why he didn't play because of knee management.
They probably thought they wouldn't go win this game, and then they said they actually won. Then they thought they were smart. But
as long as Josh Giddey stay away from the kids, it'll be all right. They was booing him all game.
Of course.
Right.
Terrible.
They need to boo Malachi Snitch Drews. That's what they need to boo. That's why I call her Malachi Snitch Drews.
Oh God. Talking about Malika Andrews.
Malika Snitch Drews. Okay.
I call her Malachi Snitch Drews. Man,
don't get me talking about people from ESPN, especially Kendrick twerking Perkins. Come on, man.
Fuck ESPN.
Come on, man. Keep twerking on stage, man. Don't do that, man. Come on, bruh.
Don't do it. Don't do it. So don't do it. Read some letter. Please consider. She's still.
Please stop.
Like Cairo Pratt.
Cold games. He's terrible. He's terrible.
Oh, indeed. Now I asked Daryl this question before we got started, right? So I said, I wonder if Richard Sherman go call out Brock Purdy today for them dropped INTs. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, a couple years ago, there was a former quarterback we know real well that had some dropped INTs. And I wonder if that's going to happen again, you know, because all the dropped INTs, right? Or was that just a rule made for that one player? I'm curious about that.
It could be a rule. It could be a rule. Flopping too.
Yep.
Just like Stephen A. be flipped.
Sandals all day.
Wearing them Yeezys. Floating through water.
Yep. Oh, my
Well,
man, that's great game, man.
I'm gonna
say this. San Francisco will beat Kansas City. And it's not going to be even close.
You know, I hope San Francisco win this time, too. Because I don't feel like looking at this, hearing about freaking Travis Kelce and freaking Taylor Swift all offseason. bro, that they win. I ain't going to hear about that shit.
Man, I'm so sick of seeing that shit.
Man, I'm so sick of seeing that shit.
If I want to see pasty white, I'll look at pasty white.
You said who?
If I want to look at pasty white, I will watch MTV and Bravo.
Or VH1.
Yeah, I went there. He had to get up on that one.
He had to get up on that one.
He had to get up on that one. Come on, man. I am so sick. Like, come on. Why you keep throwing? And then another thing I'm sick of his ex. And I'm like, just get over it. He moved on. He would have watched him.
Just get over it. He moved
Like, get over it. Like, come on, man. It's like Just Hilarious and Country Wayne. The dude is over. Come on, man. Over it.
Just Hilarious.
You talking about something that happened years ago.
You know what?
Talk about something that happened years ago.
You know what I hope happens? And this gonna sound real fucked up when I say this, but I hope when the game happens 2 weeks from now for the Super Bowl, I hope Kanye West is at that game, and I hope he in the bowl booth with all of them. I hope he in there. I am. I do. I hope Kanye West go be there. Now I know I'm wrong for that one, but yeah, I hope Kanye's go be there. We need something to tune out that Taylor Swift crap. I ain't gonna hear that the whole Super Bowl. We trying to watch the game. We keep hearing her name, and every time Travis Kelce make a play, they shoot up there. I'm not gonna put up with this shit. Bring Kanye to y'all. Do it with future Russell Wilson. Damn it, bring Kanye in there or play some Kanye West music or something. Have him as a performer or something. Shit. Man, and I hope he sing that song. Now, I hope he sing that song he made. I made that bitch famous. I hope he do it. I pray to God he do it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Taylor. But Beyonce had one of the best songs of all time. I'm sorry. What? Did this dude just
No, I hope he come out there when they're during halftime or something like that. And when they talking to Travis Kelce, I hope you go up to, hey, Travis Kelce, hey, listen, I know this is your moment right now, but Sam Laporta had a better season than you as a rookie. I'm just saying. Or George Kittle is better than you.
Exactly. Hey, man, I'm going to be, I think next season going to be tough for the Lions, man, because now they're going to be, teams going to be hunting them, and they're not going to be used to that. So, especially in that division, man, like Packers gonna be better. If Minnesota keeps Kirk Cousins, they can do some things. Because if he didn't get hurt, they would have been doing some things, especially with that offense. So who knows what you're gonna get with the Bears? So, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Before I say this, the NFC. We don't know what's gonna happen. My Eagles. I'm so glad we got Vic Fangio as our defensive coordinator. I'm so glad we got Kellen Moore as our offensive coordinator. Eagles need to get their shit together. We know what the cow bitches are. We know who they are.
Here we go.
They're a regular season team.
And make the playoffs and get knocked out first round by.
Hashtag. Yeah, here we go.
San Francisco. They're gonna lose some of their players. They still gonna be good, but they're gonna lose some of their players. After that, I agree with Green Bay. Green Bay is gonna get better. It's gonna get better.
Hell yeah.
Anybody else? I don't care about
no Tampa.
I don't care about anybody else in the NFC. The Lions, long as they do what they're supposed to do in this offseason, I agree it's gonna be tough. But if you really look at these Lions, are going to be one of the top.
Are going to be one of the top 4
best teams in the NFC.
Best teams in the NFC.
I mean, San Francisco. Gonna be around. Philly's gonna be around. Them cow, unfortunately, bitches gonna be around. And it's us. After that, Green Bay. I think Green Bay is under. But after that, ain't not that many good NFC teams.
Like we said, the Lions got to make not only the right moves, but they got to make sure when they play these teams, they got to have the right mentality too, man. You got to come in, you got to focus. You got to go through each level. You got to focus on winning the division this year, and you got to start with your divisional rivals. All the mother trying to win all these little cute outside games and more focused on that. Nope. Focus on your divisional rivals this time, because that's gonna be right there. No matter how many games you win outside, every team in our division can win 10 games. But if you ain't winning enough games in your division, you're not winning your division. And that's where you gotta start. You gotta keep on restarting. When it's time to start focusing on Super Bowl, this time remember what you felt last year. The pain you felt how your season ended. Right in front of your face.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We could talk about how the stuff that happened in Dallas and stuff like that, getting screwed, and what if we didn't get reported for eligible and all that crap. But at the end of the day, there was a missed sack in that. That was a missed sack in that game that should have been easy. Derek Brown. It led to a touchdown. There was stuff that happened. You got to make those plays and make them right there. And that's just what this team got to learn to do now. This is on the coaches and the players and the fraud. Everybody got to do their part. From the front office down to the practice squad player. Got to do your part. When we evaluate, this ain't the time to go and not trying to make it a Brad Holmes bash or anything, because it's not what I'm doing. But this ain't the year to go sign and draft injured players you got to wait on for like 8 months when the season starts. You need to get some guys that can literally come in and help you on that side of the ball. No more Emmanuel Mosley projects. Done with that. We need healthy guys that can stay on the field.
Those Zach Ertz seasons. Didn't even play. Sign him, didn't even play.
See why I said what I said, though, right? That's why I said what I had said, because I was like, at this point, you better off just moving Kabinda at tight end and telling Rodrigo to play tight end and fullback if it was that serious. Because I said, it's one game left. You should have made this a week or more ago when you thought you could have needed it when the kid first hurt his knee. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. That's why I'm telling Brad Holmes, it's ain't the time to be taking no more injured player projects because it's upside. You need to hit on, period. Wherever you bring it here, you need to be hitting on it. None of this, my feelings, I got to go with my feelings and my emotions and how he makes me feel when I talk to him, stuff ain't go cut it. It's time to get some playmakers.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get them. You got to get them. When you go on the draft, they got to go defense. All defense or majority. Because you need, like you said before, you got to have somebody out there. You got to have a DN because you can't rely on a Liam McNeil and Jones and Cominsky to put pressure constantly in these games. You know, even a lot like when Derek Barnes got hurt, that changed the game. Completely. But you have to have guys. They will. But you still gotta have. You definitely need corners. Definitely need corners. Like
I need guys in this draft to give me at least, if I can't get no, superstar Von Miller-esque guys coming out the draft. Can I get somebody that gives me everything that Brian Branch gives me? Multiple use, impact, can be thrown everywhere, can make a play. What I saw today with the Ravens and Kyle Hamilton, I saw Kyle Hamilton make plays today. Say what you want about the Ravens today. Kyle Hamilton was out there making plays.
Oh, Kyle Hamilton, a dog.
Good dog. Good guy. At 12, we chose J-Mo. Nothing against J-Mo, but I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, you need guys that could do something different. When I was screaming Isaiah Simmons a few years ago, that was another one. People sleep on that idea of having him. I still think you should go make a move for him. Because you need help. Like, that's just what it. Think about our D line, our interior D. How many different guys was we had this dude, Bohina, wherever it was. We brought him in. Then he ended up getting cut and released, and then you let go Buzz. We had so many different rotations at that D line. That tells you they had nobody. It's time to you traded up for Broderick Martin and said he was a project. We still need to see why this dude you traded up for him. Next year, you got to show us why he got traded up for. Levi,
and you hate to give up guys who are so-called projects, and they go somewhere else, superstars, or they're good pieces to another team.
Right.
You hate to see that.
Right.
You know,
but at the same time,
like,
yeah,
can't give up on it.
Yep.
So,
that's why I'm calling Levi out.
Right.
Like, Levi, you was drafted to be a 3-tech on this defense, interior pass rusher. That's it, bro. You had this year to kind of get yourself back in football shape. You made some plays here and there. Some games you performed, and some quietly, and then you had a sack a couple times. And you know what? It was games you didn't play at all because you kept getting hurt. Next year, off season, I need to be hearing that Levi is about to take over. I need to see it. When I see him play, I need to see that this dude is legitimate out there. I need to see some impact because they was willing to trade up in the first round to go get you, knowing you had an injury. I need to see some results from him. I need to see why Broderick Martin was traded for and drafted. You got to tell me what Benito go be if he go still be here. Whoever you bring on this front, and Pascal too. I know Pascal had some solid moments these last couple years, but it's time for him to show why he was brought here.
And he got to stay healthy. He got to stay healthy too.
That's what I'm saying. I can't, keep going with these project guys that stay hurt, and then you bring them in telling us they all this and that, and then I'm seeing PFF scores and all this rank shit that didn't mean absolutely nothing. I need results.
You
can
right.
If you
the chorus, see what they do. And you just gotta reevaluate all these guys, figure out who you want to stay and who you like. Okay, we gonna let you go, but you gotta really understand what players fit this system. What players what are you gonna do with Tracy Walker? What are you gonna do with some of these other guys? What you gonna do with Jerry Jacobs? What are you gonna do with Vildor? What you gonna do with Chase Lucas? What are you gonna do with Marafawa? You gotta figure it out. And if you got a corner out there, you might want to look at Kool-Aid McKinstry at Alabama. Or Sandstream.
Hell, I'll take anybody at this point. Shit, but it's a guy like from Wake Forest too. Camion Collins. I like him too.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Wake Forest be having some solid defenders too. They come out every year. Yeah, watch them. That's one point. There is no excuse why you should be. I want to hear about who fits here. I want to hear about, we had this guy ranked this and he wasn't on everybody's. I don't want to hear the stories. I'm sick of looking at, it's cute and all, but I don't want to see another off season of us talking about rankings and numbers. Oh, he was the second ranked this in the SEC, and he was underrated and run defense. This no, I don't care for that. What I care is, is he a bit? Does he make big time plays and big time moments? That's the only thing I care about when it comes to this draft. I need playmakers. I need to know when I ask questions next year. Next year we should go say, hey, I feel good about our pass rush this year. Next year we should be saying, hey, I feel better about our guard spot. Let's say get a guard in the third round. I could feel better about our 10-year guards. Do I feel better about our coverages adding these DBs in the draft? If we still got questions and like, damn, I don't know if they improved, that means Brad Holmes didn't do his job. Point blank. Because at the end of the day, you have to help your coaching staff out. Y'all can agree on stuff all you want, but when jobs start getting called for, because it goes back to last year too when they fired Aubrey Pleasant. Nothing against Duker or whatever his name is that took over for him, but I don't see a big difference when you had Pleasant here and Duker. I think personally, some stuff got said. He probably said something, his tone wasn't right, and they fired him. Because I don't see where the big plays have stopped. The big plays are still happening to us, no matter what we do.
They are.
So, to me, that should tell you that wasn't the problem. That was a scapegoat move out of anger. You wasn't about to do shit to Tyreek Hill that day. Because that's when he got fired, the day after that Dolphins game. Tyreek Hill does that to number one corners. You thought you was going to put two bums and tighten them up, watching them literally hug this dude, and he still catch. That's not coaching. That's just your talent ain't good enough.
Right.
To stop those type of players. And that's what I'm saying. You have to go out there and get playmakers, but regardless of who they get, they still got to execute. They got to listen to the coaches and do the game plan. That's the other part. That's the other part.
And even in the playoffs, every team that they played had dynamic receivers on the team. They had Luka Nakua and Cooper Kupp. The Buccaneers, they had Mike Evans. And then this game, you got Samuel and Ayuk. Two of the best receivers in the league. So it ain't much you can really do with those guys. Then when you got Kittle and you got McCaffrey, that's a tough task for any defense. So it's like you do what you can, but it's only so much you can do. That offense will get it going, and they got experience. Like they've been in these situations. They know what to do. It's nothing new. To them. For Brock Purdy, him to be this young, he already has the experience because he's been through that. So this is really nothing to them. To the Lions, this is something new. Like this inexperience, type of game will help them in the long run. This game can learn, like, hey, you got to put your foot on. You can't stop, and that's how it is in the field. When you and I agree with you on this. When there's point, take the point. It's only so many times go fourth down. You have to take points. If 3 points is there, you take them. You don't have to go for it on fourth down. There's times when you like, okay, we gotta stick with this field goal. You gotta get one point. At least you got some points. So it's what. I'm not disagreeing with you on none of that stuff you said, because some of the stuff I alluded to before you even got in here. Now, this is what I will say with this about the field goal. You're 100% right. But the only thing I will say is this. From my experience as a Lions fan, I know you experienced it too. We have seen so many times where the Lions will take the points and they still come back and lose in the last 2 minutes of the game. Yeah. We sit here trying to figure out what happened. And then what did we say? Oh, well, we kept going for field goals and we wasn't executing right, and we had to settle for field goals. That's the whole reason why I said I didn't have an issue with fourth down, because if you execute properly
and it goes down, we sit here talking about how Dan Campbell got bit steal balls.
Yeah.
Versus, oh man, he shouldn't have did that. That's what I'm saying. When he go 4-on-4 now, your coordinators gotta say, you know what, y'all, we need to run this play. It's the simplest play we can run. We do it all the time. Jared, you gotta throw the ball right at the receiver. If the ball hit inside your hand, you gotta catch it. It's that simple. You know, football is a simple game. It's a game of inches. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many times people go realize that it's a game of inches. You can't, you know, just because you look at some stats or you look at this and that and the third, or you think you got your favorite college players in the draft, that don't automatically mean nothing. You have to put your team in the right position, and you got to execute, man. The players got to execute. Everything can look good on paper. You know what I'm saying? We won the paper Super Bowl for like the last 10 years because of our drafts and stuff like that. But we end up in the toilet bowl usually in there. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I need the Lions to get everybody in their position, like on this team, got to execute from the front office all the way down. Like I said, they got to get the right guys in here, man. I need to know. I got questions, and I need to see the answer. Those questions be answered in that offseason going into the season. You know what I'm saying? And that's just they got to give us potential. They got to give us something to feel good. Remember how we felt like this offensive line could be good when we took Sewell, because we said, okay, we go put Big V at right guard, which he played well that year when he was available. Keyword when he was available, and we knew he was getting Radnow back. We knew we had Jonah going to left, and obviously Decker, right? You know, he started off the year hurt. When we initially drafted Sewell, we all knew that the offensive line, it should be no question, because like you got your tackle now on both sides of the ball. And they end up being better than we thought because they started off unhealthy. He had to jump back to the left side after practicing right. He still performed. So that eliminated the questions for us the last couple of years. That's the feeling I need to know for the rest of the damn team. Every one of these spots. They need impact players still on both sides of the ball. But they need more impact on the defense than anything else. And then nothing we did not touch on enough.
And I think with drafting a guy like Pascal, that will help him learn from guys like Sewell, Jackson, Decker, and all these guys. That'll be good for him, because he'll the ball and be like, hey, this is what they teaching me and all this. So I think that'll be good for a young guy like him to learn from him. So
you talking about who? You talking about Soros? You said Soros down?
Yeah, the offensive line.
Yeah, Superstar, that was good. You know what? I already said the Lions need in this draft at least about that third round pick. They keep all four of their picks, let's say in the first 3 rounds. When one third round picks, you got to take the best center on the board. Either that or in the second round, you got to take the best center, because you want to put, at this point, the Lions seeing Frank Radnow is getting banged up more and more each year, right? So you might want to keep yourself prepped. You don't want to just have only last guy on the depth chart. You want 2 guys that can probably play that position. So that way you can have some depth there at the center, and you got still guys that can move from left to right guard spots. Right. The only thing you need to do is mainly stay healthy. And that's what I think I would go from that point. They got to look at the center position at some point in this draft. But for me, this is another thing too, man. One issue I had with this game more than anything. What the hell took them so? Why the hell do Jameson Williams keep getting hold? This dude once you got him going the very first drive, wouldn't that click into y'all brain to call some plays for him for the rest of the game? Yeah. Like y'all wait again to the last minute and he show up from time and time. What is up with this?
Right.
Damn it. Next off season, I better see him officially a part of this offense. It's time.
If you give him the ball, good things happen. You got to do it ahead of time. Because it's so many times where the ball has been overthrown and he's back to the football. You have to throw it to him ahead of time, so then he can be gone. Because none of these 49ers corners can cover him. They can't cover him. When he's in open space, he's unguardable. He's on Tyreek Hill. Nobody can mess with him.
open he was today?
Very.
And it's like, get him the ball. I understand we love Sam Laporta, but bro, come on. Hey, damn, man.
Yeah. And it's just so. I mean, the drop ball really cost us, man. I mean, from St. Brown, who's nearly sure-handed, he missed it, and then the Josh Reynolds. It's just like,
it didn't make no sense, bro. It didn't make no sense, man. Josh Reynolds, St. Brown, he's had his jarred out of him a little bit today, but bro, what the hell was Reynolds on today? And then I see you laughing on the sideline. I didn't think that was funny.
No, I didn't either.
You know what I'm saying? Bro,
it's like you like this and that. I'm like, just catch it. Like
I said, we not bashing the players, y'all. I wonder.
Not to cut you off, no, but it all. When Gibbs fumbled, that was the time when you just knew. Yeah.
Because they just had scored on us, and then as soon as we get the ball back, we fumble. Like that was a killer right there. That was the official killer, yeah. And
that was
killer. But you know what? One thing I am happy about, though, despite us not playing, definitely not playing our best game today. You know, this sounds like the casual consolation prize again, but I did like the fact that we showed that these guys, like the 49ers, yeah, we got to respect their experience and all, but they ain't nobody to be afraid of either.
Right.
So like you said, we really blew this game out.
Yeah.
But this looks like we got to execute.
We should have scored at least about.
Hey, you gonna get me started. Like I said, they gotta recognize who the hot hands are. If Montgomery is giving you all the tough yards and he bursting through, I understand Gibbs was supposed to be in the relief today. I know Gibbs is the hot guy, you want to see him play. But if this is Montgomery's game, you gotta let Montgomery do his thing.
Montgomery is getting 5-6 yards of carry. Keep giving them the football. Please. And then, even with Gibbs, you can't run towards Fred Warner. He's the best linebacker in the game. You can't do that with him and Greenlaw. You can't do that. Warner is the best linebacker. Like, you can't do that. I know you can test the speed and everything. As good as Warner is, he can quit.
Yeah.
Like, he's not an all-pro.
Yeah.
Hey.
Had a chance to draft him? Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them.
One
of them IQ dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But
you
just gotta stick with what you have, man. That's how it is, man. If you this team is still young. But like I said, games like this, real quick. And now they know what they have to do. They seize the moment. Now they know what they have to do. Next year is going to be tough for them. But I can see them getting to this point next year. If they concentrate and defense better. And if Goff is healthy, and if not afraid to run sometimes. But for him, had no one to say that was good.
Yeah, but it's like I said, man, he has to stop holding on the ball too long for one. It's already bad enough sometimes you be a little bit inaccurate. And it's not that I'm trying to bash Goff. Like I said, I already expect him to get like some kind of extension this offseason, right? But it's just like he has to understand too that you have to have better ball placement and your timing. You have to be able to throw. Whole point is to get the ball out your hands as quick as possible. I watched several guys get open and he'll sit there and be in their direction and still hold on to. Like, bro, they can only get so open, man. You gotta go to the ball, Goff, and you gotta recognize the pressure more. If I'm Jared Goff, man, I'm watching as much Peyton Manning and Tom Brady film as I can watch this on TV. And he needs to go work out with one of them guys because he needs to understand as a stiff quarterback that's not athletic. It's not. You need to go work out with a Peyton Manning. He's a big endorser for us. So go work out with him and learn from him on how to, you know what I'm saying, to watch for the pocket. Because a lot of stuff people talk about when it comes to using your eyes and getting defenders to move and sit and this and that third, that comes from some of the guys who are the best at doing it, like Peyton and Tom Brady and all of them. I need some of these quarterbacks to start learning from the past so they can better their game. Before we start sitting here talking about pay somebody $75 million because they're athletic and they can throw down the field accurately, like that's nice and all, you can run, but what about when it's time to take it to the next level? You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't like. That's another conversation we can have on the show. Hopefully we'll have one this week because I know that things been a little bit discombobulated, but there's more stuff we'll get to the breakdown of on the show. But as far as this, man, it just we need to see them start putting some things together.
See, in a prime example, what you just said is Lamar Jackson. You can be athletic, be dangerous, and all of that. But if you can't get to that Super Bowl, and you can have all the good seasons in the world, but if you can't get to that big game, you're just going to be known as a pass scrambler type of quarterback who can't come to get to the Super Bowl. So
now you know, when I watched that game too, like it was a little bit of him, it was a little bit of everything too for them, ironically, because it was like the NC could have did better. It was things the receivers and the blockers should have did better. The play call, and I'm like, bro, what are they even doing? And it was a little bit on everybody. Even the officials screwed them a little bit, man. And but yeah, man, that's the NFL life for you right there, bro.
But the thing is, he really doesn't have the number one type of wide receiver either. I mean, I'm not gonna put OBJ there because he's not the type of receiver he used to be. So
right, he was that's what they gonna have to do. They got to draft Zay Flowers another compliment because what is Rashard like them? You know, the other receiver they got, he can't stay healthy all the time. Then Zay Flowers, him and the Zay Flowers show. Yeah, Rashard Bateman talented, but can't stay healthy. Then it's mainly Lamar in the Flowers show, and OBJ was kind of run there to give him that experience to be there for the playoffs. They need another young guy that can stretch the field for Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? They need to go get their A.J. Brown, they bit receiver. That's what they're going to have to do.
And that's the perfect thing for somebody say Adam or DeAndre Hopkins. You know, somebody like that. They need that type of wide receiver.
We need that type of wide receiver.
We need a number one wide receiver. I mean, we need a number one wide receiver. St. Brown, you can say that, but he's not somebody. You can say that,
right?
You know, to me,
they need a guy that can.
To me, St. Brown.
Yeah. Like, to me, the Lions need that guy that's like, for Jared Goff, who don't like to stretch downfield with his speed guys all the time. You do like him. You need an A.J. Brown guy, like somebody he can just toss it up to. Or Brandon, like how he used to with Brandon Cooks. I said Brandon Cooks was fast and for real fast at a point in his career, but he can also jump athletically and get the ball. So they need that type of guy. Like that's why I was kind of like shocked that Drake London went as high as he went in the draft a couple years ago. I was like, bro, I knew he was good, but I didn't think he was gonna go 5. You know what I'm saying? Well, damn, okay. Yeah. Now I was thinking maybe we had to get him later in the draft. Like, you know, he should have been a nice compliment to give somebody a stretch and be nifty. I said, no, Goff can't mess that one up.
But the problem is London is that he has Desmond Ridder as a quarterback. I'm just saying. No shade against Desmond Ridder. No get me wrong. but he's just not it right now.
We gonna see what happens with him when they get into another system. See how they look, depending on whoever. I think they decided
he's not ready like Zach Wilson.
I'll take Ritter over Zach Wilson. I'll take Ritter over Zach Wilson. I ain't going that far with it. Damn. Not the MILF hunter, but nah. Shout out real quick though to all of the head coaches that got hired, man. Specifically Raheem Morris and Antonio Pierce being brought officially back as the Raiders head coach too, man. I know you talk more about the Lions right now, but I just want to shout out, and I like seeing black coaches get opportunities. So hopefully, and still salute to Ryans as well, D'Amico Ryans as well for the season he had. And I know it's not we being racial, but at the end of the day, we don't see enough for our kind becoming head coaches in the NFL and getting the success they had. So we hope for the success of guys like Raheem Morris and Antonio Pierce to be as successful as Ryans was his first year. You know what I'm saying, of course, but at the end of the day, it's 3-1-3 for us, so it's MCDC for us. So at the end of the day, but yeah, I just wanted to send that out there, man, to those coaches, especially Antonio Pierce, because I feel like I had a theory. I'm gonna run by. I can't wait for the show this week because I'm gonna really run something by y'all because it involves our division. So I'm gonna really. I can't wait for that this week. I'm gonna just say that much, and y'all too, because we gonna have some fun to talk about this. You know what I'm saying? It's sad today, y'all. We had to deal with what we had to deal with, but at the end of the day, y'all, we still Lions fans here. We still got a team. We got something we can say we can be proud of this year. We no longer laugh and stop. You know what I'm saying? What like you came in this game and didn't look like you belong. You just made some mistakes that you can make an argument was your fault and you got to learn from it. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm pissed about it, but it is what it is. We got to move on now. At this point, now this turns into the off season. It's no more cute now. It's time to get real. Because they come, like Bree said, they coming for us next year, especially our divisional rivals. We barely got by the skin of our teeth dealing with these guys as was. So we know what the mission got to be. I don't want to hear next year about being patient, this, and that, and the third, because the way this year ended, ain't shit I seen that show patience. So it's time to get on the ball now. This is your wake-up call. This is as bad as it was. This could be something that really wakes them up, that really tastes bad in their mouth, and they're going to want to come in next year and get down to business. And that it's up to them. It's a mentality thing. Mm-hmm. This offseason going to show who's really invested with this team and what they really about.
They got to buy into everything. They got to just they got to get better. They got to stay healthy. They got to stay healthy. The team has to. I mean, who knows how we would have did if Khalif Raymond was play. We got a healthy. James Houston. You can say he played, but he's not pretty healthy. It's just a lot of these guys banged up. But it's part of the game. It's just they had a good season. They had a good season. Nobody would expect them to go to the NFC Championship game. But this was an accomplishment. I don't feel like a failure. I feel like 20 wins, and you've had two playoff wins. You haven't had a playoff win. So this was a major accomplishment.
Bro, I was telling my mama and daddy earlier. I said I was still in your stomach when they was in this game last time. He was in this particular game right here, the NFC Championship. I was still in your stomach. I went board to 5-6 months later.
Dang.
So this is my first time seeing a Lions NFC Championship team win in a first home playoff game in my life. Like that's crazy.
And then that happened in the city. Before it was at Pontiac. Now it's the city in the city. And it's incredible the atmosphere in both of these games with the fans and how much are behind this team. It's to see it live. It's incredible. But next season is even going to be more exciting. You got people on the season ticket holder list that's waiting for next year. They couldn't get these seasons, so they're going to be next year waiting. So the crowds is going to be even more crazy. You know, seeing that NFC winning was a sight to see. Now next season, you're going to be expected to be in this. And it's just going to be interesting to see how this team is expectations. Like they with this season, they had expectations within themselves. Now the NFL and all the crowds and everybody has this thing to where they are expected to be there now. Now that they were in the NFC Championship, they're going to be the expectations of them going to be one of the best teams in the league. And hopefully they just don't plummet. That's disappointment. Because everybody's going to be better. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to act with the expectation for next season. You know, and also, you know, I got to point this out. We might not even have Ben Johnson on the coaching staff next season. He might. There are rumors to say he's going to coach. He's going to coach somewhere. So you got to look into that factor too.
I mean, if they do, if it does, it does. If they do, they do. If he don't, he don't. You know, I ain't gonna say I'm not worried, but it's like I'm not worried at the same time. It's nothing like it is what it is. You know, because shout out to King. He was saying earlier, like we don't know if the next OC might do better, use golf in a better way. We don't know. Maybe he won't. Maybe he will. Maybe it'll be the same. But we can't, get the whole point too of this bill again. Can't just get caught on just one coordinator. You can't depend on just one offensive coordinator. You gotta have a backup plan. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole point. Right. It's the same head coach at one point that took over the play calling and things low-key got better. Not a lot better, but a lot better than it was that year. You know what I'm saying? So he might know a guy. Like I said, he's good at hiring decent coaches. It's just y'all need to make sure y'all team is ready and able to execute. That's all that is. But you never know. So like I said, I'm not worried about Ben Johnson. I didn't think he was gonna be the OC any damn way until he actually got the opportunity to help be the pass game coordinator to help with the play calling. I wasn't even thinking about the guy. So I can now all of a sudden because we found him and oh man, we hope we don't lose him. You barely noticed him on the team when he was initially as a tight end coach.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, I'm not worried about it. So his play calling hasn't been perfect. He's a talented guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a smart guy. But he got to do better, too. Can't just be picking at Aaron Glenn all goddamn day, who's really the reason why we got as far as we got. Because of Aaron Glenn. If this was still Corey Underling and Paul Pepperoni, we would have never gotten this far this season. We would have never gotten this far, man. Like, it was his defense that helped kept us in. That's why you got to reward this man and give him some talent.
And you got people throughout that says he's the best defensive coordinator in the league. You got players saying that. Like this dude ain't no slouch. He's somewhere. He's gonna be in the next couple years. So we just got to really enjoy the time that he's here. And take advantage of the fact that he's coordinator. And just anybody we have on this. It's good that we have everybody. And most of these guys people played in the league.
Yeah.
So they're passing that down to these players. And that's a blessing.
Yeah.
You know, even with young guys, especially guys like Florida, you got Dan Campbell, who's a coach, who was a tight end. You can teach Laporta anything he knows.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a blessing. You know, Aaron Glenn. You have guys like Brian Branch and Vendor and Sutton. Aaron Glenn was a corner. So he could teach them anything he knows. So that's
The thing is too, man. Another thing I need people to start doing when they say fire Aaron Glenn, quit talking about promoting Kelvin Shepherd. Kelvin Shepherd ain't gonna do no motherfucking better than Aaron Glenn gonna do. He ain't. What he gonna do? Sit there and talk about watering some plants and seeds all day and his favorite pork chop meal. He's a new coach. He still got to learn his position, how to properly develop his position. How the hell he gonna become the defensive coordinator? Because you think it's just fire this guy and just put him there. He'll do. He probably don't even know how to be a coordinator yet. That's something to learn, bro.
And we got to give praise too. The running backs coach, we give praise to him for the job that he's done, especially with David Montgomery and Gibbs and everybody on the running backs. We got to give him credit too.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, but it exceeded expectations. You can't sit here and say that they're the same old Lions. It's not the same old Lions. The same old Lions would not be in the NFC Championship.
Same old Lions would have had Corey Underland still as defensive coordinator. So
yeah.
And I think we lost a fit too. By the way, I think we lost him as special teams coordinator.
The same old Lions will be starting Will Harris.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. They probably would have.
Yeah. He would have been a corner, and you're like, what is Harris doing covering these guys? Like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
We would still have power.
Jamie Collins.
Right.
Now I will say this though. Salute my hat to Alex Anzalone though. Because I didn't know he had broken ribs or whatever, or cracked ribs or something he's been playing through since he became. Yeah, I didn't either. Yeah, he salute to him for toughing it out, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. You need, man, I keep looking at how Levante David, if we had a guy like that on his linebacker core. I know he's older. He still like he got juice.
Yep.
Boy. Yep. I'd love to have some Levante David on defense. It would just look entirely different, just him alone. But yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And give Ragnar for his toughness. Like, have both his legs and still go out there. Man, he get the
Frank Ragnar. Like I said, he always gonna be one of my biggest gems because I remember when I researched and said we should take him in the draft, and these scouts and these analysts said he was gonna go in the 3rd round. I said, no, I see 1st round talent with this guy. And my team turned around and hit him 20th overall. You don't know how happy I was about that. Like
a Pro Bowl.
Yeah, all Pro Bowl. And that's the thing, man. No, we guys like that. We need more guys like him. And at the end of the day, salute to Hank Fraley, man. He's still running strong. I told you got to sneak and pay this dude like $20 million a year. We cannot lose our online coach.
The versatility on his O-line is one of our strongest points on this team. Is our O-line.
Yeah.
Like you didn't see too much pressure on defense. I mean, you got Bosa a couple times, but other than that, you did. Goff really didn't get too much pressure. It's just the drop football. It's just that was a major thing. But these type of things happen. Man, this is a learning moment. It's a learning experience. and just use this game as motivation for next year.
Right. So, real quick, Bree, you want to get into final thoughts? Because I think I don't know if I'm echoing or it's you or one of us.
I think it's you. I don't know.
Let's go ahead and final thoughts.
Yeah, man. I know people are gonna be upset about this game, even though I'm still upset about it. But hey, man, you still got to look at it as it's. I know people don't want to talk about it. People probably gonna need a week or two or a month to numb away this pain, or they don't even want to watch the Super Bowl because of the Lions loss. Even I'm to that point too. But I just got to realize too, and everybody else got to realize, hey, man, they still had a good season. You got to tip your hat off to them throughout all the pain and just the injuries and everything. Like, who would have thought that we would be in the NFC chat like a game away from the Super Bowl? So you got to tip your hat off to the Lions, coaching staff, the owners, Brad Holmes, the Sheila Hemp, Dan Campbell, just everybody. You got to just salute them. God salute them. Now, if the Packers would have won, we would have had this game here. But, hey, it is what it is. Things happen. But, yeah, just shout out to the Lions, man, and just shout out to the fans who stood there from thick and thin, who's always been there, not these bandwagon fans who came out of nowhere. I'm talking about the true fans that stuck around this team even through the 0-16 teams, the bad teams, and just everything. Salute to guys like Michael Banks and all these fans who's been there for this team. So salute to y'all. Salute to the Lions. Salute to the Pistons who won 2 against OKC. Just keep your head up. That's all I can say. Just everybody just keep your head up throughout this whole thing. Just keep it busy so you won't think about it. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. That's all I got, man. That's all I got. Go Lions, boot up, and can't wait till next year. Can't wait till the draft. So see what this team do. And until then, tune in to Michigan Panthers football in March. They'll have it at Ford Field. So, there'll still be football at Ford Field. You just got to wait till March. So, and then next week, Kenneth Walker III going to be at Pro Sports Zone. So, for all y'all Spartan fans, so. But that's what I got. No, back to you. No.
Yeah.
No.
So,
Go!
Bree!
Okay.
Well, final thoughts for me, man, is the season didn't end the way I wanted it. Despite us saying that we didn't think we could get to the Super Bowl this year, you had an opportunity, of course, to get there, but you had to wear that staying to your taste. So some would say I don't have a right to be upset, but you still want to see your teams get to the big game and prove me wrong. And you know what? They still proved me wrong for the most part. Like I said, you could have been worse. You could have been the cowgirls. The cow bitches. I'm sorry. So at the end of the day,
you could be a Ranger fan right now. Shout out the retro recap. I know you pissed, bro. I know you mad. We had to.
Yeah. And we was all thinking we was gonna see them at the Super Bowl. Oh man. It is what it is. Shout out to everybody, man. Oh man. Shout out to all the Lions fans out there that showed up to every game this year, even though it was on the road or at home, through all the wins and losses, man, through the weather and everything. Shout out to y'all, man, for real. Y'all it helped us win a playoff game or two with noise and stuff like that. So tip y'all hats to y'all, man. You know, y'all showed up at Santa Clara to a certain extent too, but you know, we just couldn't pull that one out, and it sucks. But hey, it is what it is, man. We can't harp on it forever. We gotta move on at some point. Still a lot of years left. It's only year 3, we're about to go into year 4 and see what it's about. I'm proud to say that within my time frame, that my team in 3 years after starting their rebuild got all the way to the NFC Championship. Yeah, they lost, but they at least can say they got there this time, right? So, you know, next year, who knows what happened, right? Shout out to a lot of our top players, man, that fought hard this year. You know, shout out to, you know, Dan Campbell and the coaching staff overall for a season they put together, man. So at the end of the day, we still got work to do. We still got way more to prove. This is about getting to that biggest game, and we won't feel better until we get that win in the Super Bowl. But for now, I gotta let the Lions do their thing in the off season and let myself move on. So that being said, man, stay with your team. Don't let today's loss be the thing that tears y'all away from y'all team all of a sudden. Stay with y'all team, man. At the same level, keep that same energy you had coming into this game. Now that the game over with, and you didn't get what you want. Don't turn the other cheek now. You know what I'm saying? Quit being those type of fans. With that being said, shout out to our boy Daryl, who had to step to leave. Shout out to Bree, who's been down there all year and visiting games and stuff like that. Shout out to all other content creators, man, out there. Everybody, Michael Banks and Football Bay and, you know, Kurt Steele and all the gang, all our past guests, man. Shout out to all the Dion. Maniac Chelsea, I beat you 2 on this time, yeah. No, Lions Avenue, you know what I'm saying? All those guys, man, out there. Avery Giovanni, all those guys who've been doing content, man, for the Lions and stuff like that, man. Downtown Deuce as well. He's been putting in some shorts. Check him out. So, man, Beast Morris, Ray Moore. Yeah, Ray Moore and Man Beast, man, those guys. You know, Dante, man, on there too. So shout out to all them fellas, man. And yeah, man, it is what it is. Lions, they end the season with a 14-5 record between the regular season and playoffs. And you know what? Hey, it is what it is. You know, good game, 49ers. Y'all won. Luck in the Super Bowl. Please stop the Taylor Swift stuff from happening because I don't want to see it. And that being said, man, it's your boy, Numbers J. That's Breed, New Breed 213. We out here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh getting the head coaching job for the LA Chargers. Oh boy, that's gonna turn out so well. Good night.